involving actor Jesse Smollett. The president weighed in, tweeting this, quote, FBI and DOJ to review the outrageous Jesse Smollett case in Chicago. It's an embarrassment to our nation. The mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel, who's no fan of Smollett's and still believes he's guilty, responded to the president's tweet.
The only reason Jesse Smollett thought he could take advantage of a hoax about hate crime is for the environment, the toxic environment that Donald Trump created. This is a president who drew a moral equivalency between people who are trying to perpetuate bigotry and those who are trying to fight bigotry. As somebody who started his own journey on politics, fighting the neo-Nazis in Skokie and then down to Marquette Park, President Trump should literally take his politics, move it aside. He's created a toxic environment. Now he's created a toxic, vicious cycle, in my view. The only reason Jesse Smollett thought he could get away with this hoax about a hate crime is because of the environment President Trump created.
I haven't heard anyone make that case as succinctly and with as specific of an example as I just heard Rahm Emanuel do that.
I don't agree with a lot of what Rahm Emanuel says and does, but I do agree that Donald Trump created an environment where, hate crimes are on the rise. I mean, the statistics show that. It's not that we believe this because it's out of the realm of what's possible, specifically in a city like Chicago, which I think people misunderstand as being in the north and not having issues with racism. I implore people to go back and look at the history. Martin Luther King said he had never seen gangs and riots and racial mobs like he saw in Chicago. That's a quote, right? So I think that, there's a lot of history here that we have to think about when we look at this case, which the facts, we still don't know all of the facts, right? So it's not sort of smart to come down on one side or the other, but I think Donald Trump finally trusts the FBI. All of a sudden, today,
that was my question for you. I can't imagine it goes over well with the FBI to find out what their marching orders are for any given day from the president's Twitter feed.
Yeah, I mean, I tweeted that this morning. My first reaction was, wait, I thought the FBI was corrupt, and this goes, to go beyond Smollett for a second, this goes to the damage that has been done to the institutions by Trump and people trying to protect him. I mean, you smear the FBI for 2 years, you call them stormtroopers, all of the tweets and quotes and things that we've talked about for 2 years now. But now you want people to look to the FBI as this neutral arbiter to come in and, fix what is a troubling situation. I mean, we don't know yet what happened with Smollett, but it seems very unusual to say the least, and somebody's got to get to the bottom of it. I don't know that I think it's the role of the Department of Justice. I mean, we're talking not about a civil rights issue. We're not talking about, those are the cases where you employ the Department of Justice to go in and look at shootings of unarmed, African-American men where no state prosecution is being brought, and review those. To go in and now prosecute him, a first-time offender, that seems like a strange use of resources.
The only thing I would say, and I'm going to be even more meta than the mayor of Chicago was, is that the thing that's unfortunate about the Smollett case and what Trump does in the environment they create is what Trump tries to do is make people question things that are genuine. Any motives that are genuine, because he has always corrupt intent. He wants to assume that everyone else has corrupt intent. So what Smollett did feeds this idea of crisis actors, that none of these things are real, and that is part of the problem with our whole society right now, because a person at the top, that's seeping into everything.
I imagine it's by design.
Can I just bring this back to our last conversation? The president had time to beat up on and weigh in on this case, but didn't know that his own education secretary cut the budget for Special Olympics for 2 days. That is insane to me, and this is why the priorities are just completely
No, that's because cable television devoted more time to the Smollett case than that other case.
In cable television's defense, that was not true yesterday. All right, my thanks to all of you. Emily Jane Fox, Erlina Maxwell, Rick Stengel, and Mimi Roca. Before we go